The athletes' results, improved endurance, recovery time, and regeneration of soft tissues. I'm more than satisfied. The only difference is that we've added Synthesit use to our trainings, and we got these results. My name's Alexey Gritsko. I'm a senior PE teacher and coach at the Storm School. Now we are in Sochi for the Russian Junior MMA Championship for 16-17 years. 6 student athletes are from our school. 2 of them took 3rd place. Great! How long have they been taking Synthesit and what results you see in them from a coach's perspective? We started taking Synthesit right in the beginning of pre-competition training, 4 weeks prior to the start of this championship, as well as 4 weeks prior to the start of juniors, 18-20 years. They had a MMA championship 1 week ago in Napa. After the championship, I didn't jump to hasty conclusions, and I waited till our 16-17 years old athletes perform. And now I can say for sure that Synthesit does work. In all of my 12 student athletes who performed, I haven't seen those signs of fatigue that they used to have before Synthesit intake. Yes, not all of them are the winners and champions, however, they have bronze medals won. In fact, I was pleasantly surprised by their functional performance. We will definitely keep taking the mineral for pre-championship trainings. I also have noticed one thing. Athletes have 4 or 5 fights a day, and I don't know if it's related to Synthesit use or not, but both recovery and regeneration processes are way faster now. For example, yesterday 2 of my semi-finalists had quite tough contests, and they ended up with minor injuries of feet and elbows. In the morning, I'm not saying they were miraculously healed, yet those injuries allowed them to perform their best anyway. I'll say it once again. I don't know if it's all due to Synthesit use or not, but they restored way better. Great! As far as I understand, the athletes have several fights a day in these kind of championships, and they have quite a short period of time to recover. Since it's not the first year you have been training athletes and have such championships, you can see the difference if compared to your previous experience that the athletes have now an opportunity to recover, since they're obviously not that exhausted. Right, sometimes we can have 4 fights a day, and if I compare all my prior experiences, I can definitely say I saw no such fatigue, yet they performed through entire 3-round fights, and I'm more than satisfied with their functional performance. Great! How does the athlete's Synthesit dose depend on the body weight? Well, a heavyweight fighter always takes a bigger dose than a lightweight one. One of my athletes, 93 kg of body weight, takes 2 capsules a day, plus 1 before a contest. As for the lightweight fighters, 1 capsule in the morning on an empty stomach and 1 more before the contest. One more question about regeneration. One of your athletes got a serious injury during recent competitions, and when we had a phone call, you told me all his bruises has healed faster. Yes, the athlete had 4 fights that day. 3 of them were fully completed, all 3 rounds. It's just the first 2 fights he finished the 3rd round literally a few seconds earlier as the time was up. All those rounds took their toll on his health. In each fight, he was injured. And in the final fight, he got his little finger broken, open fracture. It was an unpleasant thing to see. The bone poked through the skin. At the hospital, the doctors closed the wound with several stitches, set the bone. Now all the stitches are removed. But what I've noticed, it's very common in fighters when they see the payoff after all these fights. All these bruises, contusions, or edema take usually a long time to heal, within a week. In our athlete's case, Alexander, literally the next day, on the departure day, I saw that most of his bruises and edema were gone. I was genuinely surprised. I'm one of those who are very skeptical about all supplements. I won't recommend any supplement till I go and see myself how it is produced. I hope I'll manage to see your production facility today or tomorrow, what are the ingredients and method to use, since it's very important for me everything to be clear. But the athlete's results, I'll say once again, improved endurance, recovery time and regeneration of soft tissues. I'm more than satisfied. The only difference is that we've added Synthesit use to our trainings and we got these results. Great! The last question. As for the psychological state of athletes, as far as I understand, this is the first time your student athletes compete at this kind of championship and they may experience some stress. When closer to the final round, they realize they compete against maybe a stronger opponent, exposing them to psychological discomfort. Have you seen any changes in this aspect before and after Synthesit intake? It's quite hard to draw an analogy. I'll explain why. Of course, most of my athletes have participated in Russian national MMA championships when they were 14, 15 years old. Now they're older and compete in 16, 17 age group. Many of them met champions in this age group who were winners in this age group and took first place last year. I think this fact definitely had a strong psychological impact on our fighters. I have to admit, it's difficult for me to say whether there was a fact regarding this particular aspect in our athletes. Alright, as for the pre-competition training, when you train them for this national championship, have you noticed any changes in their cognitive abilities, reaction speed, focus, or concentration? In lightweight athletes, I'd say I've noticed it, since anyways, heavyweight athletes are a bit slower, heavier, and it's not that well observed in them. In lightweight athletes, I see these changes. For example, a bronze medal winner Ildar Sarkhan. I'm more than satisfied with his performance. Yes, his opponent used a chokehold to defeat him. However, he endured many fights. Here at this championship, many athletes use basic fighting styles, stand-up and ground fighting. Ildar is more into striking style fighting, and he perhaps more than anyone needed that reaction speed, especially in leg attack and takedown. I think he pulled it off. He defended against all takedowns in this fight. And I suppose right, we can observe this effect in lightweight fighters. Great, thank you so much. I wish you and your team new victories. You do a great job for the country, because you help our athletes to win, be the champions, and you make our country better. Thank you a lot. I'd like to thank you for helping a good cause, young athletes. It's a great thing such products are not prohibited for use by athletes. To my mind, it's very important. And I'm also very pleased that here in our country we produce such products. It's our pleasure to cooperate with you in future. Thank you a lot. I wish you success and all the best.
Поэтому мы будем и дальше с вами работать. Вам большое спасибо, развития, успехов и всего наилучшего.
Thank you.